23 after 9, Thabo in for Clement, and we are live from Africa's first ever Advanced Rescue Simulation Center, brought to you by the University of Johannesburg. And my guest right now, Professor Craig Vincent-Lambert, is joining us. He's UJ Health Sciences Vice Dean, Teaching and Learning. Prof, thanks for your time. Welcome to 702.
Thank you, and welcome to UJ, and good to be here.
It's a nice precinct as we're driving in, and it gives that a vibe of academia, a whole lot happening, and the nostalgic building architectural spaces also inspire that. So I feel like I'm in this academic space. I'm really enjoying it. It's beautiful to be here. Thanks for having us. But the center, what is the center about? I mean, I did mention that it's a first of its kind rescue simulation center, but for someone who's listening to us right now in the car and thinking, what are they talking about?
Well, I think the best way of explaining this is to say that when you train students, whether it's health science students, doctors, nurses, you want to expose them to the real thing. So you want to do the theory and the prep, but eventually there comes a time where you need to go into the hospital, you need to go into the ward, you need to deal with a patient.
Yes.
Now, the thing with rescues, when you train people to do rescues, it's different because not every single day is there a disaster, thankfully. And so you cannot wait for a building to collapse and then try to take the students and teach them. So rescue training relies on simulations. So we create an event, and then we allow the students and the rescue workers to engage with that simulated event. But the importance is if we can create the event that is a high fidelity event, in other words, it's as realistic as if you were really there, then you have a very rich learning environment.
And the center is meant to train all our rescue individuals. I assume not just UJ students.
No, in fact, this is a wonderful center. I have to say, I'm from the emergency medical care department, and this is a dream of ours that's been there for a while, and it's finally come true. So this center we see this center as a continental asset. It's a national asset. We would be training people, not just UJ students, but people from our security divisions, from the police, the Defence Force, the Air Force, fire departments, EMS. So rescue is a little different in that when there is a rescue, especially a big incident, it's not a single role player that will manage that. All the role players must come together in a team, and they need to manage it together. And the nice thing about the center is that we can bring those teams together. They can engage in an experience that is almost like the real thing, and then we can do a really good debrief.
Yeah.
And that learning is invaluable.
Is it for firefighters? Is it for military individuals? Who is the target market?
So the target market would be exactly as you've said. We would have our firefighters, we would have our emergency medical services staff, we would have volunteer organizations as well. We have people from the Mountain Rescue Club, we could have our Defence Force people coming in. So all of those people that could conceivably be involved in a rescue. And this also is interesting, as this is one of the very first centers, and certainly the first on the continent, that can link the rescue. So what happens to someone from the moment they are in the collapsed building all the way back into the simulation we have inside the building opposite you. So we can trace the patient's journey all the way through to the emergency department and the ward and the ICU.
Yeah.
So if you can imagine doing research in an environment like this, it's just absolutely amazing.
I suppose the nature of disasters have changed over the years, and so you need to respond differently to it. And how is this center keeping up with the times as far as response is concerned?
Well, I think you've also pointed out, and I mean, I think, climate change is a thing.
Yeah.
And I think with climate change, you're going to find more extremes of weather. We've seen what's happened in our own country. And so I think that the nature of disasters has changed, and they're becoming more frequent. And so this center allows you to do regular training, regular updates, and it's also more controlled. If you can control the environment, you can allow students to make errors that ordinarily would be very dangerous.
Yes.
You can stop the simulation and say, hold on, guys, what are you doing?
You won't be able to do that.
No, you can't suddenly just turn off the helicopter when it's... But I have to say something. The viewers might think, well, now are they doing any proper training in the real world? And I have to say that this is just an adjunct.
Yeah.
We still do the real training with the real aircraft.
Yes.
We still do the real rivers.
Yes.
But this allows us to simulate virtually everything. There's actually 12 disciplines.
Yeah.
So if you think of rescue, you have your rope rescue, you have your vehicle rescue, you have confined space, trench rescue, building collapse. So there's all these disciplines, and out of all of them, there are really only two that we can't do in the center. And the one is mountain rescue, because we cannot build a mountain in here. And the other one is river rescue, because we can't create a river. But apart from those, we're actually able to simulate with a fair degree of accuracy all of those disciplines.
Yeah, I mean, that's very interesting. I suppose you can be extending that out to SADC members, SADC regions, as we've seen. I think it was in Mozambique not too long ago, those scary floods, and we all remember the grim pictures of the mother with the baby on the tree. I suppose it can extend to those countries.
Definitely, and in actual fact, some of our rescue instructors, our academic staff, were in fact involved in those rescues. I think when a disaster happens in a region, and it's a really big incident, it warrants a regional response. And this is a type of center that we hope can be a hub for training in SADC and further into the continent.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, and we'll be chatting again in the near future, and we're still around. I look forward to see some of the simulations. I saw some of your students working in with danger makeups, blood dripping off. I'm like, hey, what are you doing? You need a hospital. They're like, no, it's just makeup. So it's all fun and learning as well.
Yeah, definitely. I must say, I also got a bit of a shock because the first student I saw, I thought they'd fallen down the stairs, and I thought, this is great. So the wound and the moulage that's done, we've got expert people that do that.
Oh, okay. It
and
looks
literally,
so real.
No, it is real. It really does look so real, and so that's fidelity for you. You know, if you can create the sights and the emotion that you get in the real experience, then you learn. You know, rather than just a dry environment where it's not very, very realistic.
Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, Prof.
It's a pleasure.
Craig Vincent-Lambert, UJ Health Sciences Vice Dean, Teaching and Learning.